Welcome. Today we will see file as a data structure in Java. Data structure. Basically, in computer field, there are two terms data and information. So you might be thinking both are same, but they are making a big difference with respect to computer field. Data is the unprocessed, raw fact which we give as an input to the computer system, and the computer system either stores it, manages it, processes it, and then gives us the output that is known as a information. So information means a data which is having a meaning. Now before feeding this data to the computer system, when we feed this as an input to the computer system, the computer stores it for processing and then generates an information that is output. So how this raw input is stored in a computer memory, there is a systematic arrangement of this data in a memory that is known as a structure. So in data structure we know the basic simple data structure, that is a variable. In a computer memory the computer is organized into cells, and wherever the free block is available over there, that variable takes a place, and it will store a single value at a time. If you want to store more than one value at a time, you may need to have different variables, and that will be scattered over a memory. So to overcome that drawback, we have studied the array data structure. Array is a data structure which stores all the values by a single name only, no need to use different names, and all the values are not scattered. All the values are stored at a sequential memory location. Now, this array data structure can be used as stack or queue according to our application. Whether we want the principle to be applied like LIFO, last in first out, or FIFO, that is first in first out, so we can treat that array as a stack or queue by applying these LIFO or FIFO principles. But the drawback of this array data structure is that it is a static data structure. It means its size is fixed, it cannot grow or shrink at runtime. We need to give the size in advance. So, to overcome that, we might have learned about the linked list. Linked list is a dynamic data structure. Whenever we need, we create a node. Whenever we need to store a value, we create a data node and we store value in it. And accordingly, we attach the next node to the pointer in a list to form a linked list. It is a dynamic data structure, and there are multiple types of that: singly linked list, doubly linked list, circular linked list, etc. Now, these are storing data in a linear way, in a sequential way. There are other types of data structure that forms the key value pair, that is known as a hash table, where each key is having a respective value in a table. That data hash table data structure is used in the OS operating system for storing the page data. To store the non-linear data, non-sequential data, we use tree as a data structure to represent the hierarchical structure of a data. And many of the times we need to have the graph as a data structure to represent our data. Generally, graph is used in a map. Google Map is example of that. Source to destination, multiple ways to reach at that destination, etc. Now, drawbacks of this data structure are these data structures are storing data temporarily. Once we are out of the code, that data vanishes. So to store data permanently, we have a data structure that is file. File is a collection of record. Each record is a collection of field, that is column, and each field is having data. Now suppose there is a customer table, which is customer file, which is having a records. Many records are there, and each record is having a collection of column like ID, first name, last name, street address, and every column is having values in that particular cell. File, let it be a text file, PowerPoint presentation, notepad file, word file, movie file, audio file, etc. It is having a records, and once we store that data as a file in our computer system, unless and until you delete it, that won't be deleted. That is a permanent data structure. In Java, we are going to see this file as a permanent data structure. Now what operations we can have on the files? Like see, in the on the data structures, like variable, we can have addition, subtraction, multiplication, comparison, etc. On array we can have insertion, deletion operation. In the stack we are having push pop operation. In the queue we are performing NQ and DQ operation. In the link list, we are inserting and deleting a node. We are traversing a link list. In the tree and graph, we are visiting node. We are traversing the trees and graphs in a pre-order, in order, post order, depth first search, breadth first search. All these operations are getting performed on the temporary data structure. But on the file as a permanent data structure, what operations we can perform? So very first basic operation is creating a text file. If already a file exists, we can open that file. Either we can read from file, or we can write to a file. We can rename a file, we can delete a file, and at all the operation, after all the operation, we can close the file. So you might be thinking why we are learning this file with the Java program. You might have seen the ATM. Whenever we visit the ATM, there are the operations that we see on the display, like withdraw, deposit, balance inquiry, pin change, etc. And obviously that is needed. Many of the customers are visiting it, many of the customers are required to perform the banking applications, and then there is no need of showing the backend data, the complete banking customer operations or the transaction record on the ATM screen. If that file gets displayed over here at the display, just imagine there will be misuse of data. I can see the ATM pin number, password, balance amount of the account at the display itself. That should not happen. So this file should be kept at the back end. It should not be visible to the front screen. And all the operations should be performed from this front end application. So same we are going to do with the basic operations. We are going to have the front end code with this Java program, and all the operations will be done at the back end itself on the file, and that file will not be visible at the front screen. We are going to do this with this Java code itself. So in this session, we have just seen about what is file as a permanent data structure, which is a collection of record, and each record is a collection of columns having data. And what kind of operations we can perform on the files are creating, reading, writing, deleting, closing, renaming, etc. So in the next session, we will see the further details on this file. Thank you.